The story of Jeffrey Epstein is a dark and complex web of power, wealth, and secrets. But the question that still haunts us is, who really protected him for so long? How did a man accused of such horrific crimes manage to operate in plain sight for decades? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and examine the powerful forces that may have shielded Jeffrey Epstein. Let's start with the money. Epstein wasn't just wealthy. He was a financial wizard for the ultra-rich. His only publicly known client was Leslie Wexner, the billionaire founder of L Brands, which includes Victoria's Secret. Wexner granted Epstein extraordinary power over his finances, effectively handing him the keys to a vast fortune. This financial entanglement gave Epstein access to immense resources and, more importantly, proximity to the global elite. Money buys influence, and Epstein had a seemingly endless supply. He used it to fund a lavish lifestyle, build connections, and create an aura of untouchable power that impressed and intimidated those around him. But money alone doesn't explain his apparent immunity. We have to look at his social network. Epstein cultivated a black book filled with the names and numbers of some of the most powerful people in the world: politicians, royals, business titans, and celebrities. He wasn't just a hand. He positioned himself as an indispensable connector, a man who could open doors and make introductions. His parties and private jet flights were legendary, creating a network of people who were, at the very least, socially indebted to him or compromised by their association. This powerful network acted as a social shield. Questioning Epstein meant questioning the judgment and actions of some of the world's most influential figures, something few were willing to do. Then there's the legal system. The 2008 non-prosecution agreement in Florida is perhaps the most glaring example of a system failing to deliver justice. Despite dozens of victims coming forward with credible allegations, Epstein received a deal that was shockingly lenient. It was negotiated in secret and granted immunity not just to Epstein but also to 4 named co-conspirators and any unnamed ones. The prosecutor at the time, Alexander Acosta, who later became the U.S. Secretary of Labor, defended the deal by claiming Epstein belonged to intelligence and was above his pay grade. This statement has fueled endless speculation. Was Epstein involved with intelligence agencies? Was he gathering compromising information or compromise on his powerful guests? This brings us to the intelligence angle. The idea that Epstein might have been working for an intelligence agency, whether American or foreign, is a persistent theory. His private island, complete with cameras reportedly hidden everywhere, seems like the perfect setup for blackmail. If he was collecting compromising material on powerful people, that information would be an invaluable asset to any intelligence service. It could be used to influence politicians, control business leaders, or blackmail foreign dignitaries. While there's no concrete public evidence to prove this, the circumstances, combined with Acosta's comment, make it a theory that's difficult to dismiss. It would certainly explain the extraordinary lengths to which the system seemed to go to protect him. We also have to consider the role of enablers, the people who worked for him day in and day out. Ghislaine Maxwell, his longtime associate, was convicted for her central role in recruiting and grooming victims. But she wasn't alone. There was a staff of pilots, housekeepers, and assistants who kept his operation running smoothly. These individuals were the cogs in the machine. While some may have been unaware of the full extent of his crimes, others were complicit, either through direct participation, willful ignorance, or fear. They formed a wall of silence that made it incredibly difficult for victims to be heard or for outsiders to understand what was truly happening behind closed doors. And let's not forget the power of media and public relations. For years, Epstein was portrayed in some circles as an eccentric but brilliant financier with a mysterious past. When the initial allegations surfaced, his high-powered legal team, including famous lawyers like Alan Dershowitz, aggressively attacked the credibility of his accusers, using the media to shape a narrative that painted the victims as unreliable or motivated by money. So, who really protected Jeffrey Epstein? The answer isn't one person or one group. It was a perfect storm of interlocking systems of power. It was the immense financial power that bought him access and influence. It was the social network of elites who valued their connection to him over the truth. It was a legal system that, at a critical moment, failed spectacularly. It was a circle of loyal enablers who facilitated his crimes and maintained his secrets. Epstein's story is a terrifying case study in how wealth, connections, and institutional failures can create a shield of impunity around a predator.